of any actual contract or agreement, it can always be asked, is it fair what they agreed to? The fact of the agreement never guarantees the fairness of the agreement. And we know this by looking at our own constitutional convention. It produced a constitution that permitted slavery to persist. It was agreed to, it was an actual contract, but that doesn't establish that the laws agreed to, all of them, were just. Well, then what is the moral force of actual contracts? To the extent that they bind us, they obligate in two ways. Suppose, maybe here it would help to take an example. We make an agreement, a commercial agreement. I promise to pay you $100 if you will go harvest and bring to me 100 lobsters. We make a deal. You go out and harvest them and bring them to me. I eat the lobsters, serve them to my friends, and then I don't pay. And you say, but you're obligated. And I say, why? What do you say? Well, we had a deal. And you benefited. You ate all those lobsters. Well, that's a pretty strong argument. It's an argument that depends, though, on the fact that I benefited from your labor. So contracts sometimes bind us insofar as they are instruments of mutual benefit. I ate the lobsters, I owe you the $100 for having gathered them. But suppose, now take a second case, we make this deal, I'll pay you $100 for 100 lobsters, and 2 minutes later, before you've gone to any work, I call you back and say, I've changed my mind. Now, there's no benefit, there's no work on your part, so there's no element of reciprocal exchange. What about in that case? Do I still owe you? Merely in virtue of the fact that we had an agreement? Who says, those of you who say, yes, I still owe you? Why? Okay, stand up. Why do I owe you? I call you back. After 2 minutes, you haven't done any work.
I think I spent the time and effort in drafting this contract with you, and also have emotional expectation that I'll go through the work.
So you took time to draft the contract, but we did it very quickly. We just chatted on the phone.
That wouldn't be a formal form of contract, though.
Well, I faxed it to you. It only took a minute.
As long as any effort is involved, I would say that the contract is valid and it should take effect.
But why? What morally can you point to that obligates me? I admit that I agreed, but you didn't go to any work. I didn't enjoy any benefit.
Because one might mentally go through all the work of harvesting the lobsters.
You mentally went through the work of harvesting the lobsters. That's nothing, is it? It's not much. Is it worth $100 that you were imagining yourself going and collecting lobsters?
It may not worth $100, but it may worth something to some people.
All right, I'll give you $1 for it, for that. So you're still pointing, what's interesting, you're still pointing to the reciprocal dimension of contracts. You did or imagined that you did or looked forward to doing something on my behalf.
For example, two people agree to be married, and one suddenly calls the other in 2 minutes say, I changed my mind. Does the contract have obligation on both sides? Nobody has paid any work, or nobody has benefited yet.
Well, I'm tempted to say no.
Fine.
All right. What's your name?
Julian.
Thank you, Julian. All right, that was good. Now, is there anyone who agrees with Julian that I still owe the money? For any other reason now, go ahead, stand up.